Happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome back. What the hell day is it? It was raining this morning. I was like relaxing in my pajamas. Anyways, after Luna puked. Anyways, happy Thursday. Welcome back to Reality Water Cooler. I am Sarah from Texas, and this is our place to chat all the latest celebrity gossip. Yeah, Nick of Time over on TikTok is already saying so much going on. I literally have front and back. It with celebrity gossip, pop culture, it's either feast or famine. There's either a ton going on where you're like, oh my gosh, I don't even want to go pick up my groceries because I'm just glued to Instagram, or there's nothing. Yesterday, after we got off our live, there was did I ever go live on Instagram? Let's start. Did I go live? We're having trouble starting your live video. Okay, there's something wrong on Instagram. Give me a second, y'all. That's bizarre. Let's see if this works. If it doesn't, okay, it says we're having trouble starting your video. So I don't know what's going on. It looks like we're live, but I don't think we are live on Instagram. So anyways, okay. Let's get started. First of all, thank you so much for joining us live. It is so much more fun to chat, get comfortable in comments, let each other know where you're from. Make sure you join the Sarah from Texas Facebook group. It is so much easier to really chat in comments, kindly, respectfully, not trash. We're demure. We're not like other Facebook groups. You know what I mean? We're cutesy. Anyways, we're not like those other girls. Anyways, but get comfortable in the comments. We love for you to join. If you're watching us a replay, we love that too. Okay, sorry, I didn't have my comments on. I'm a mess today, my goodness. Well, first of all, in my defense, as Jameson Scala would say, I just had to walk into my daughter's room for the first time in almost 2 weeks since we dropped her off at college for her freshman year. So I had to go in there and get something. She was asking me to look for something, and I, I've talked to her, I've FaceTimed with her all the time, texted with her. She's doing great. I'm not worried about her, nothing. But I went in her closet and I saw all these beautiful dresses hanging there. And I was like, she started Rush last night. So that whole process, she brought all the dresses she wanted to wear for Rush, planned it all out. But it was just weird. It is going to bother me that Instagram is not working. Don't know why they're having an issue, but let me try one more time. And if it doesn't work, then we'll just know that Instagram is having an issue today. Yeah, we're having trouble. Okay. Anyways, so I'm not, that distracted me. I didn't start crying or anything, but and then Luna went and I swear to you, this is what distracted me. Okay. Luna, who's finally laying on the floor with me like normal, where I like her to be. So I know she's not, barking at the dog, or Thursdays is the pool guy day. All the deliveries, the garbage guy, the recycle guy comes on Thursday. And she wouldn't come out of her room. I know. I even shut the door. Like you do with a kid. You're like, you shut the door, you start walking away. You're like, oh, they'll follow me. No, she didn't. I shut the door. Usually she'll scratch. She's an 84-pound black lab. She can actually put her paws on the door handles, the levers, and open a door. But she can't open this door pulling into herself. But anyways, she wouldn't come out. I was like, oh my gosh. Yeah, for everyone that came over off Instagram, I don't know why it's saying we're having trouble starting your live today. So Instagram is having some technical issue. I will keep trying to start it, but it looks like normal. My camera is up and all the things. It just says we're having trouble starting your live video. So anyways, good thing I don't rely on one social media, right? I'm everywhere. Hearting myself out. Okay, when we got off yesterday, we learned that Jax had served the divorce papers on TV. So the cameras were up. So, I smelled something fishy going on the other day and talked about it, how, she made this announcement on a Tuesday, which is a very good day if you want publicity. I mean, it's not a Friday late afternoon where it kind of gets washed away and everybody forgets about it over the weekend and what have you. Brittany knew exactly what she's doing, but now we know She had full glam. The cameras were up, and she made sure she was not there. They're filming separately, allegedly, but she made sure that he was given the divorce papers with the cameras up. He has still not said anything, has he? I mean, I don't follow him anymore just because he's Jax Taylor, but I don't think he's posting anything. Story, an Instagram post, an ad, anything about his kid. Thank you for your love and support. Nothing. So that's kind of alarming to me, to be honest with you. Because some things are going to come out, right? Some things are going to come out that she's not an angel. We know he's not an angel, but it's all going to come out. And I think it's all going to be on season 2 of The Valley. So I am all ears for that. Okay. Speaking of all ears, I did finally watch yesterday's episode when we got off. I also watched this morning's of the Rick and Kelly show, The Smash, right? Wow. It was a lot. So go watch it for yourself. I did make videos of both of them, but it is always better to hear, see, experience it for yourself. You know what I mean? Like, make your own judgments on what she said, how she said it, how he said things, how he, it was a lot. First of all, the main thing was these break-ins that didn't luckily affect her daughter, Jolie, but they affected other freshman students at the university in Paris. She said the people that broke in were angry and they slit things. So that is way more. I mean, that like takes it up a notch. Like that's like danger. Like that's insane. So that's a whole different level of just breaking in to maybe steal a computer, get a purse, get some tennis shoes, things like that. Right. So it just kind of, it makes it even more understandable why at least one, asshole dad, as she called him, one of the other students was threatening to sue them because they were saying, you need to take these videos down. And then she, of course, goes and says, well, Jolie went and looked up his account. He posted where his daughter's living, all the things. My point to that, without knowing all the details, because I don't know how to look into the guy, and I'm not going to look into the guy. A lot of us parents might post a little more detail on our social media because we probably have 300 to 600 immediate family and friends or coworkers or people we go to church with or neighbors, people we know. We're not worried about them, going to Paris and doing something awful. I also don't know if he was posting fancy, expensive items that his child was bringing to Paris, as y'all told me that Kelly was doing. I don't know, because I wasn't looking at her stories the days before that. But she doesn't see it that way. She and Rick definitely see it as, he was doing the same thing. Well, it's very different in my opinion. I mean, Kelly Dodd has like 800,000 Instagram followers. She is a celebrity, a former Bravo celebrity. And, for better or worse, she's very, very controversial. People love her. The Smashers are very loyal, very intent for, wanting Kelly and loving her show, wanting her back, all the things. But she says some other things that make people very angry and maybe want to do something, which is awful. Okay, I think Instagram worked now, which is kind of weird. Anyways, but the fact that she doesn't see it any differently is the issue that I have, because I think it's very different for a celebrity to be posting about, what your daughter is bringing, where your daughter is staying. We know now that the daughter has been moved and she's being moved, and but she's still, even though she says, I'm not going to give any details, I'm not going to video, she keeps saying things. It's almost like she wants to. She keeps talking about, I won't even repeat them, but she keeps talking about some details about who she's moving with, whatever. It's just like other students can probably figure out who it is. And if somebody has a bad intent, they're going to know where she lives, right? And then hence the problem all over again. Also, on one of them, she's in the apartment because remember, she's still in Paris. She's doing this, show on Zoom with Rick in Orange County. And, she's showing her own apartment that I think is a friend of hers, because she talks about how he's just came home from the Hamptons and she had to move out. And, she's showing these $8,000 books. And then she's already shown us the interior of the apartment. She's talked about the building, the age of it. She's shown us the balcony and exactly where it's at in the view multiple times, exactly where it's at in relation to the Paralympics. So, people can figure out where her apartment is. And then now this guy that lives there owns it, I'm assuming, at the whole, not the world, because Kelly's not that big, but everyone knows now that he's got $8,000 books in this apartment. If you got I ain't got $8,000 books here in Texas. There is nothing to come to me for. Okay, TikTok, don't even think about it. I also don't have the huge audience that she has, and I don't have the celebrity that makes someone want to do angry things that she says they did and slit things in these dorm apartments. Like, that is just a whole other level than just a break-in, which is awful too, because she already said they ransacked and, tore up the doors and things like that. I feel like I have to sneeze, so excuse me. It's like right there. Anyways, so it's a lot. Go watch for yourself. Yesterday's was 21 minutes. This morning's, did I even take notes on this morning's? Yeah, this morning is when they announced that Jim Bellino is going to be on their Patreon. So don't forget, it's a time difference because she's in Paris, but they always record these Rick and Kelly shows the night before. And then I think they're put out at like midnight OC time. So they had not heard it had not happened yet when they recorded that Alexis and Johnny J, which of course we'll chat about a tiny bit because there's already a Facebook group, in a post in the Sarah from Texas Facebook group. I made an Instagram there, everyone's chatting about it enough already, but I'm just wondering what he wants to say. I mean, he's already been on their Smash show. So they had a hard time. They were even thinking like, well, we don't even watch OC. Like, we don't even know. We're going to have to like Google and even Rick, being a news person was like, well, we'll just have to look up some clips and Google some things and figure out what's going on so we can ask. And I'm like, I don't want Jimmy Bellino, who used to be on a show years ago and seemed to hate it, seemed to not like that his wife, Jesus Jugs was changing, wanted a career, wasn't going to stay at home, all the things. So I don't know what they should ask him. So I don't know. I hope you're excited about that. There really wasn't a ton more. She definitely keeps saying that she's happy with AUP now. So either she got her hand slapped by the university, said, get your shit together, lady, or your kid is back to the US, or, because two things can be true, as Jameson says. She is happy she's also, make no bones about it. I hate when I say that because I don't even know what make no bones about it means. Whatever that phrase is. I feel like Teresa Giudice now. If Jolie, her one and only child, would have had her room broken into and that privacy that awfulness taken away, the innocence taken away from your kid and the stuff stolen, I think she would have had a very different reaction to everything she's saying. Anyways, give me your thoughts. Believe you me. Okay, so is that the right term though, Michael Riley? Make no bones about it. Sounds like such a 80s thing. It sounds like something my mother would say. They say you turn into your mom. My mom never said make no bones about it. Did she? You know what? That sounds like something my dad would have said. Make no bones about it. My dad and mom said the funniest stuff. Anyways, okay. Dory says he was a boring, controlling man before, and I'm sure he hasn't changed. I do think people can change. I don't know. I don't know if he's even remarried. I mean, I really don't know much about him except that he has a restaurant called, Jimmy B's or whatever it's called. Yes. Stony Kill Official on TikTok says, everyone's looking at Google Street View, looking for celebrity homes, Sky View, looking for backyard pools. Yeah. People do. Awful people with bad intent. Also just nosy rosies. I mean, y'all DM me. I mean, Jeff Lewis Trump listeners are the nosiest, most, y'all can get some information when you want to, right? When you're on a mission. So y'all can find addresses and people's Instagrams and all the things. So when you also want to do something bad, like some of these people do, giving out all of that information in advance, you have to take some ownership that these parents, that the students are now harassing and maybe wanting to say things to her daughter, which is interesting, right? Because she says no problem saying things about Heather Dubrow's kids or, other people's kids. And damn sure they better not come at Jolie. So anyways, Kevin says, what do you mean when you say washoosh? I really want to know. Well, I don't think I say whatever. I have no idea what you're trying to say. So yes, we got says resourceful. Yes, people are resourceful for sure. For sure. Okay, what else? Anyways, by the way, the recording from yesterday, they had recorded like 30 minutes and not recorded. Rick thought he hit the button to record and he had not. So I guess the whole thing started like 5 or 10 minutes of it was about, she seemed a little tipsy, maybe a little, wine intake, possibly. I don't know. She doesn't talk about it. And he didn't ask about it. And I guess in Paris, I don't think I've ever done laundry in Europe. No, I don't think I ever have. Anyways, I guess it's something different with the dryer or the water, taking the water out. And she had dumped the water from the dryer and on live and it didn't record. So she was upset about that. So it's kind of weird. I'm like, just move on. Like literally move on. We're okay. Okay. Alexis and Johnny J got engaged, celebrating their 9-month relationship. That's a collab with People magazine. So when I first saw it, thank you to the Chumpette that let me know. I went over there and it's one of those. So Instagram now, when you make a post, which stays on your grid, you can do it with someone else. Jeff Lewis is doing this now, where you invite someone to collab. It's been a while. It's been available a while, but Alexis and People magazine did it. So I'm not sure if that means People magazine could turn off comments, which they would never do, because that's the whole point of, a celebrity gossip type magazine is you want engagement. You want people to chat about things and tell you things. Alexis, when I went to her page, definitely had them off because I posted it right away on my Instagram stories. And I'm like, oh my God. Well, then I went back to look because somebody told me they couldn't see it. And I wondered if they were blocked or she deleted it for some reason. I'm like, oh shit, they already got into a fight. She already deleted it. Or People magazine, the check didn't clear. And she's like, delete that. You know what I mean? So I go there to look and it was still up. And then I saw I think at the time it had like 1,300 comments. Now it's probably close to 3,000. And I don't think a single freaking one of them are congratulatory or we're so happy for y'all. I mean, I think even if her aunt in Mississippi wants to tell her, I don't think anyone is confident enough to post and have other people maybe come at him or her for congratulating her. I mean, there was nothing nice when I was scrolling them. So anyways, but somebody said that she had comments on the whole time and then she turned, I don't know. She definitely didn't have them on in the beginning because now when you see them, people come up and say, oh, how embarrassing that on your engagement announcement you have to turn comments off because it's going to be so dramatic and nobody's even going to want to whatever. Funny how, I mean, I'm sure that was their 9-month dating anniversary, whatever they call that. Is that the night? Because remember we chatted about it. Someone had sent me a picture and it was one of them, her and a few other people at the Quiet Woman sitting at a table. I'm like, what the hell? Then we were trying to figure out if it was them, why it was them, what was going on. Then there was a picture, I think that Bravo and Cocktails posted that I reposted where you could tell that one of their hands, and I don't remember now because it was 9 months ago probably, one of their hands was on the other one's knee. And I was like, that is not a friendly, we just met, or, oh, we're all in the Bravo celebrity world. That was very quickly. And then, I mean, within a month or two, she had a promised ring, whatever she called that, a past tense. Now she's got this ginormous freaking diamond. So who knows where that comes from? I don't even think we know what Johnny J does for a living. Is he retired? Do you have that much money that I mean, he's gotta be only maybe 55 or 60? Like, does he have enough money for the rest of his life to support her and her lifestyle? And Bravo and Cocktails, and I reposted this in a story. It's public knowledge. Her divorce decree, or whatever all that's called, she gets 10,000 a month from spousal support from Jimmy, but it doesn't say anything about what happens if she were to remarry. But I think it's kind of common that you don't get that, which makes sense. Like, why would you get spousal support if you're married to someone else? Like, in theory, in olden days, that means you're combining income and that person should be together. Y'all are caring for each other, right? Not some ex-husband. I think she gets 2,000 a month per kid, which is different. I've always seen like one lump sum. What I read on Bravo and Cocktails said she gets 2,000 a month per kid until they're 18 or whatever. So it was interesting. Speaking of interesting, I made a TikTok about this and I don't know, I kind of regret it because I don't regret it. I know my heart's in the right place. I'm just curious. I'm just perplexed. I'm just nosy. Post Malone, for some reason, I don't follow him. I don't think I could name or sing one song of his. Somebody says it's like For Pete's Sake. Yes, I'm going to start saying For Pete's Sake. No, that sounds really old, right? Anyways, y'all make sure to tap the screen on TikTok. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. But Post Malone comes on and he must be doing a song with the beloved Dolly Parton. 78 years old, still going strong. So I just somewhat recently, maybe this was information when it came out and she had that very tiny, amazing Dallas Cowboys cheerleader outfit on, uniform on, and you could see every bit of her. But they were saying that she's got tattoos, sleeve tattoos on her arms, and that she's got these custom flesh colored, what do you call it? Gloves, like that, go through her fingers and whatever. Nobody can tell. So I was looking so close, but the main thing was her chest. For one thing, at 78 years old, I mean, not a wrinkle, not a freckle, it looked like a chest plate. It looked like the same color like it looked like the most perfect makeup or filter ever. Like it looked unreal. It looked impossible. I must have watched this TikTok 40 times. And finally I made a video and I'm like, am I the only one that is noticing this? Now, you can tell she kind of puts her leg up, got cute little shoes on, cute little denim capris. I mean, she is Dolly Parton. She is freaking amazeballs. You can tell, I'm pretty sure she has nude colored stockings on. And I'm like, okay, I'm fine with that. A nude colored stocking. I have veins in my legs and when I'm 78, I'm going to want a nude colored stocking. Will I hassle with it? Probably not. I'd probably just wear a long dress that didn't show it, but this is Dolly Parton. So Michael Riley is saying there are chest plates, but does she have one? That's the thing. I mean, God bless Dolly Parton. Like literally, y'all are going to make me go to the grocery store and buy a Dolly Parton cake mix. Have y'all seen those? She is a genius. She never stops working. I mean, I love her so much. Kevin Gregory says Dolly Parton has come out with her own line of lipsticks. I mean, love that. She doesn't even have any children to knock. I guess she and her husband have been married like 70. I mean, well, not 70 years, I guess. Age 8 marriage. That'd be kind of gross. Oh, I need to read that. Wait, she did an autobiography or a biography where somebody else wrote it? I like an autobiography, even if it's, a mystery author or whatever they call those things. What do they call those? Ghostwriter. Shay B says, I read Dolly Parton's last book. She's so amazing. I love that woman. Hey, I love an autobiography, so maybe I will try to read that. I love that. Thanks for letting me know. So for some reason, the last 2 nights, I was busy. That's why I didn't watch the Jeff Lewis videos where it's the pre-show, the commercial breaks, the after show. So I was watching it last night, and everyone is telling me well, not everyone, like 3 people, but whatever. It bothers me because I'm like, "No, I'm not. Has she said this?" So one of them I reposted and Doug reposted was this funny dad joke that he told whenever he was doing his mic check, which was funny. And then I also put the whole video. The reason I can't put the whole video is because social media is very particular about that. And you'll get like a strike if you copy somebody's content for like 30 seconds, a minute, and post it, they can turn you in for like copyright infringement. So anyways, you want to just use a clip of something. It's a fine line of, how you can do things as a creator. So sometimes I will put the whole clip, as I did the other day with some Kelly Dodd Instagram stories that were going to disappear because they expire after 24 hours in the Sarah from Texas Facebook group, because those can legally stay there, right? Nobody will get in trouble with that. Anyway, so I did post that whole one there, but also I put a quick clip of, and I didn't post it, of Jeff Lewis, like sweating. He was wiping the sweat away, and somebody was like, "What's going on? Are you okay?" And he was like, "Yeah, I just took some Advil," which I was so good. Like, why is Advil making you sweat? For one thing, I thought he meant like he had a headache. He is still, like he said, the fever was breaking. This is like week, I don't know. I don't even know how he's doing everything he's doing with like being so sick. I mean, a fever you're very sick with a fever. So anyways, I put that clip in the Sarah from Texas Facebook group also. But the other thing that I put the whole clip, because it's like over a minute, is Crystal Minkoff is chatting during a commercial break with Tracy Tudor. And Shane reaches or, looks at Crystal and says, "Are you going to Sutton's party tonight?" Which was last night. And she was saying, "Oh, I've got this thing to go. I'll probably come by, whatever." And Tracy says, "Oh, I've never been to her boutique. How is it?" And she says, "Oh, it's good. But this party is so she can announce that she's going online." And she's like, "Oh, that's good. The rent, everything in West Hollywood." And Crystal is talking about, yeah, the last couple times I've gone, or the only times I come, it's just fans that want to take pictures. They don't buy anything. And I'm like, exactly, because I was that fan 2 or 3 times that I visited. None of us bought anything. I've always gone with 2 or 3 other people. First of all, I told y'all the first time it was like a empty box almost. There was nothing. There's no other customers. All 3 times that I've been, no other customers. She's never been there. The last time it was, what's his name? Not Artie. Oh my gosh, what's the guy's name that's like her photographer / assistant / everything? Anyways, he was there and we chatted for a while because she had University of Georgia like coasters and a little bit of merch, just like tiny, Scotch, things. And my brain was like, wait, because I have a daughter that goes to Georgia. And I was like, wait, why are they selling Georgia stuff in California and West Hollywood? He was like, oh, because she's from Georgia. I'm like, oh, duh. Like, that's right. Like, even if she didn't go to University of Georgia, she's not a dog. She is selling the stuff in her thing. So there was nothing for sale, but a couple of people are saying that she has already announced this. This is old news. She has not. Sutton has absolutely not announced this. Even on her website at the very bottom, it says, we're going to be closed for the month of August. Doesn't say anything about, a full-time or permanently. It says we're going to be temporarily closed for the month of August. Click here to shop online. So even when this picture came out saying for lease, and we were all chatting about that like a week and a half ago. It was around, I don't know when it was. She came out and posted an Instagram post that's still on her Instagram at Sutton Strack, and basically says, I hear people are the streets are talking about me. She doesn't say anything yes or no, but she kind of leaned, in my opinion, y'all go read it and see what you think. It was like, I love West Hollywood. I have a great relationship. It made it seem like to me, she was actually just moving locations, which made sense because it's, Jeff Lewis has said it's a very expensive, very, very expensive location. And like I said, it's just fans that are showing up and there's nothing to buy. You know what I mean? So She has not admitted it because if she had, she wouldn't have that up on her Instagram. So, anyways, I don't think Crystal necessarily thought about the microphones being on. She was just definitely having a conversation. I don't think Shane necessarily heard what they were saying. Jameson probably didn't hear. Usually Jameson always reminds them that this is on, the mics are on, this is being recorded. It will live on the app, as he says. But I'm sure it's fine. The reason I went ahead and made a video about it is because it's out there and people were going to chat about it anyways. But it happened last night. Like she was apparently having a party that I think Jeff and Shane were even going to because they talked about it. And that's where she was going to announce this online thing. So from there, it was going to come out and she's probably going to say something officially today anyway. So anywho, what else? Told you there's a lot today. We still got to talk about $1 Million Listing LA and then Jeff Lewis. Okay, we got plenty of time. Wait, what's happening? Kathy says, I can't watch Jeff Lewis live. Oh, YouTube. YouTube was never an official. That was somebody like copying his content. That was somebody on YouTube. That's why they always took it down. How can I watch? You have to subscribe to SiriusXM, and that's only available this time in Canada, North America, Canada, Mexico, and the United States, unless you have a VPN, if that's even legal, whatever all that means, in another country. There's people that listen to it that way. So anyways, yes, Mama Judy says Alexis has been engaged before, right before. And not only did that end, she says, claims, alleges that she lost the engagement ring in an Uber. A little sus, if you ask me. Alimony goes away after marriage, not engagement. Yeah, so only if they tie the knot, which I think they are in it to win it. I think her and Johnny J are absolutely committed to this storyline. I think they absolutely will get married. I think they would like to do it on Bravo's dime and have them make a special out of it, but you know what I mean? Thank you, ZFL. Everyone, please don't forget the like for our Texas girl. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Paris Hilton. I love her. I don't understand this though. So she's a new-ish mom of two, surrounded by, she's in her young 40s. It's not like she's 17 trying to figure out how to be a mom. She's got lots of family and friends, her sister, her brother, all parents, her mom, clearly, mom and dad. Anyways, there's been a couple of interesting parenting flubs, mistakes that she's made very public and then been like, oh, oops, I had no idea. And I'm like, I watched your documentaries. Like, you have hired help to help you. You are very hands-on. You are a very dedicated into being a mom. But one of the first things was once she had the second baby, they're very close in age by, surrogates. I don't know if they're separate ones, same. I don't even know. I don't even remember if she said that on the documentary, but one is Phoenix, the older boy, and the other one, the girl, London. She did a picture. They were both still too young to be forward facing. And she either had both of them forward facing in the car seat in this big old van. And I'm like, look, you're not even driving your own van. Like somebody, a nanny. I mean, let's be clear. Like, how are you 40 something years old and not know that babies' car seats go backwards? Like, don't you have a mandatory baby class or you optional? It was so confusing that, first of all, that she posted it. Like, what an odd thing to post, your kids in their car seat. But then to be like, oh, oops, I don't know. I don't want to think. She's a queen of social media. She knows exactly what she's doing. Like, her business brain is, wow, like impressive, mind-boggling, all the things. Thank you, Cindy, for the hearts. Thank you so much. My contact was blurry. Thank you. I appreciate it. A finger heart? Oh, that's an interesting heart. I'm kidding. So now she's had controversy. So she's like, oh, thanks for telling me. I'll fix that. I'm like, your husband is a freaking dad also. I don't think he has a relationship with that kid. And I don't know why. And that's alarming to me. But her husband has another kid. So it's not his first rodeo either, but also it's confusing to me. It's mind-boggling. Another one, a little more understandable, but again, there's directions, there's pictures, there's people around you, nannies, baby nurses, I'm sure, friends, moms, text your sister Nikki. The life vest that she had on one of them, she had the one that kind of goes on their arms and then at the chest, she had it backwards. So that's not as alarming because it's not going to necessarily affect as much, I think. Plus, you're always right there with a baby in a pool. The latest one is this video clip of them on a catamaran. So catamaran is a bigger boat, but it's not a yacht. It's not a cruise where babies can walk around toddlers safely without, a life vest on. But there might even be a rule that, a toddler has to have or like age 14 and under on boats, I think usually have to have a life vest on the entire time. But Phoenix is like, I don't know, a year and a half, maybe, definitely maybe 2 years. And he's seen not only walking around the catamaran without a life vest on, but there's like a mesh part that he's walking on that the water is literally right underneath. What? I don't even understand how a parent, she's like, well, and then she fires back. This is all on TMZ. I think I posted it in the Facebook group. Anyways, but then she fires back and she's like, thanks, mamas, for your help. And she calls her crew the cutesy crew, which is cute. But he doesn't need a life vest. We were right there with him. Well, if that netting fell through, I mean, crazier things have happened. We've had, banisters over hotels fall through. I mean, that to me is way more safer than a mesh thing on a catamaran. But also if you hit a wave, a toddler can, I don't know. I was just, give me your thoughts. I am completely perplexed is a good word. And I mean that in a respectful way because I have watched her documentaries. I love them. Thank you, Christy. I don't even know what that was. A celebration thing. Thank you so much. Oh, no, yada, yada, yada. Sent the confetti. Thank you. On TikTok. And I love Kathy Hilton. She seems to be a very hands-on mom. She has 4 kids. They live in the same city. But I'm just like perplexed that she puts this out there. Like, is she doing one over on? Is this all for like attention? Which is weird. Why would you want negative attention as a mom when she's got so much money and fame and hand over foot? Jet says, well, at least she didn't drive with him in her lap like Britney. Yeah, but I mean, that's almost on brand for Britney Spears at the time, right? And Britney Spears was a much younger mom that I don't know that she had any, who knows? I mean, did Britney Spears have nannies and helpers and, a good mom? Who knows? It's perplexing. Let me know your thoughts. Wait, what are we congratulating May Boo on? Oh, baby Harley. Oh, I love the name. Baby Harley was born on Sunday, 6 pounds, 8 ounces. I'm a nan. Is it nan or non? Oh my gosh. Congratulations, Mayboo in London. I love that. And I love that all of us get so excited for each other. I love that so much. My contact is being really weird today. So sorry, things are a little like, I was like, is that nan or non? I couldn't see if it was an A or an O. What else? So I think yesterday y'all said in comments that, yes, Lisa says Britney Spears still posting her dancing videos with the very 80s looking house behind her. Britney Spears is still posting videos, but she has comments turned off still. Yeah. Because she's had comments turned off for a while on those. Whew, Britney Spears. So somebody posted yesterday that Kelty Knight from Lady Gang podcast, it's been on a couple or in E! News, has been on Jeff Lewis Live, I don't know, 3-ish times. And she made a video. So I stumbled across it on TikTok yesterday, where it's a clip of their podcast saying that she's basically upset with Jeff Lewis. He won't come on our podcast. And they're like, oh, well, I think he's got to ask for permission and all this stuff. And she's like, yeah, he just went on Dumois and he's been on 2 T's in a pod. Teddy gets into comments and is like, oops, yep, sorry, you know, we got permission or whatever. And anyway, so I just think it's interesting that today I totally noticed Jameson and Jeff Lewis using the term lady gang when they were talking about the 3 front office Sirius XM ladies, like how they're friends and they go out. And you know what was weird? I didn't have that light on. Not that it affected anything, but I usually have that light on. So distracted today. Anyways, ZFL says she did not have the help that Paris does. Yeah, I wouldn't think so, right? I always wonder, does Brittany have more people around her than we think? Does she have very few people around her? Like, it's kind of a whole mystery going on, right? She kind of keeps things where we don't really know what's going on. All we hear is when they're worried about her, but then we hear that from like her dad that we don't trust for anything, right? So, and then the sisters had a bad relationship. The moms had a bad relationship. Like Brittany has posted about her mom and how she doesn't trust her family and they did her wrong. So I don't know what's going on there, but I don't think that video, that the Lady Gang made on their podcast, I don't think it was going to help Jeff Lewis, you know, coming on their show. I think Jeff Lewis, he's about done. 2 podcasts a year. Wait, let me think. Yeah, in 2024, the only ones I can think of are 2 T's in a Pod that he did somewhat really recently, and then Dumois podcast. The Zach Noe Towers one. What is that one called? Oh, what is that called? Something. Anyways, it's a good one. Y'all need to listen to that. He really let loose. Okay, last one. This quick story that I just found on TMZ. I could totally see Jeff Lewis talking about this. Is they must be chump listeners. 4:15 in the morning last night, a couple was admittedly enjoying themselves, as the police put it in Philadelphia, inside of a Range Rover alongside of a river, and somehow somebody hit the the drive or the whatever a Range Rover, whatever the fanciness is. Nowadays there's little whatevers, there's buttons. I don't know what happened. They literally landed in the water. Like they could have died having sexy time, but they got out. So they both survived. I just think there's a story here. I think we need cameras up on these people. We got to know what's going on. Are they married? Are they teenagers? Were they in mama's car, daddy's car? 4:15 in the morning. Are they 2 doctors that just got off work and that are cheating with I'm like, I was like, what is going on? Like, I need way more information about this. And TMZ will update people or update us on celebrities, like, a death or a divorce or, an injury. But this kind of story is usually kind of a one and done. They won't really update. So anyways, ZFL says they monitored and had our staff monitor. Who are y'all talking about? Every single amount of food that went to her room. They only allowed her to eat iceberg lettuce and slices of deli meat. Who? I don't know that that's true about any facility that would just allow iceberg lettuce and deli meat. Are y'all talking about Britney Spears? I don't know who y'all talking about. Britney wasn't even allowed to have a cell phone. Now that makes sense because they were really, but the food thing sounds, she's a healthy size. I don't think she's surviving or was surviving on lettuce and what have you. Okay, $1 Million Listing LA. Finally watched it this morning. Season 15, episode 8. I am still concerned. Are y'all watching this? First of all, I think it's so good. Jeff Lewis loves it. He loved chatting with, come here, Lulu. He loved chatting with, come here. She laid down. Loved chatting about the updates with Tracy Tudor yesterday, which is fun. But I did see during a commercial break, another one of the Jeff Lewis video, another reason to watch is Tracy basically telling Crystal Minkoff, oh my God, you are so much more interesting and fun to do this Jeff Lewis with, because when I do it with Josh Flagg, he just sits there and doesn't even say anything. And she's like, Well, I love this because you were practically leading the conversation and I'm just kind of like adding to it every once in a while. So like, I feel like I'm on vacation. So, and then I think Shane was like, "Oh, y'all are just a good duo." So they were really cute together. I thought they were really good. But I love, as much as Tracy can say that about Josh Flagg, their friendship, that when they lay in bed together in an afternoon and they're just chatting personal life, they're chatting business, the dog, "Oh, your house was open. I just walked right in." I'm just like, oh my gosh, I love their friendship so much. It's the friendship I would have, no, I would put them together. But I love it. But I love whenever she said that. So, at one part it opens up and Tracy has a chat with her two daughters who are like 15 and 17 at the time or something about spending. And I'm like, "Girl, I think we've all had that conversation." Mine's usually a text like, "Stop ordering on Amazon without my permission. Like, ask me first." I mean, I'll usually say yes, but at least theirs was Ubers and Sephora. Very, very relatable, very LA, right? Wait, what? ZF Cell says my sister-in-law got busted for that. They arrested both her and my brother-in-law. Oh, like indecent exposure? Wow. I think when the Range Rover goes into the river, and thank goodness they got out at 4:15 in the morning, I think they were just happy, and maybe they were influential. I don't know. Not everyone owns a Range Rover. I mean, I want stories on. If you live in Philadelphia and you are getting more details about this story, you've got to send them to me. Tag anyone that lives in Philadelphia and tell them to send me any information about. You think this is the kind of story that would make the 10 o'clock news? Like, no way, would it? Like, how would they even word it? Like having a romantic time in the range, like, and then how does the 4:15 in the morning thing on a Wednesday come up? Like, how do you know what I mean? Okay. Heather Altman. I'm worried. I'm going to say it. Whenever I get time, I've already got some clips made. I'm making a video about Heather Altman and Josh Altman. This is episode 8. Every episode, there's been multiple things that have made, or multiple things or things I've seen that they've said that just let me worry about their marriage. And this one was no exception. I mean, she's super stretched thin like a rubber band. I mean, it was like the most relatable mom, working spouse, working parent, I guess the word is, because it could be a husband or a wife or a wife and a wife. It could be whatever. But in this situation, it is her husband this is why they didn't almost get married that one time. They broke off the engagement because he wouldn't stop working so dang much to focus and help her plan the wedding. He just wanted to like show up for 3 hours, have fun, and then go back to work. That's him. But Josh even says, my grandfather, this is in my blood. My grandfather worked until his last breath at 99 years old because he loved it. Like, I don't think this family, I think Josh Flagg comes from money. They've shown this Colorado house that his parents had. I think they're from Connecticut. I don't even know where they're from. Anyways, they definitely have money. I don't know about her family as much, but they met years ago. I think they've been now married about 10 years, but they've been married or together even longer than that. And he just, I don't know, he made a few comments. It's like, "Look, I'm not going to stop working. I know this has been a stressor on our marriage." He doesn't even talk about money. It's one thing if you're like, "Look, I've got these 2 kids. We live in expensive LA. Whatever." You can move somewhere else. There's real estate in Oklahoma. There's real estate in, Texas, where the land is cheap. You can buy a house. You can go to public school. He's not even talking about that. He's talking about chasing the deal. So this is all Josh Altman, in my opinion's ego. And he is putting that above his wife's happiness and above his 2 kids. And you piss off kids and disappoint them, that mama is not going to be forgiving and A-okay with that. So, they bring up a text where he basically says, "Oh, I told Ace, their son, that I would take him to get ice cream tonight. So can you stop by the store?" Not, "Oh, I texted the nanny," because they do it, they do have a nanny and talk about that later in the show with Heather Dubrow and Terry Dubrow. So they have that. They have help. Obviously, they're both working parents, both very busy. It just pisses me off because I think she's got the extra stressor as the mom, talks about the mom guilt. You know what I mean? Yvonne Gal says, "Do you think she doesn't have a nanny and an assistant?" Because I don't. Yeah, I think she talks about needing an assistant. And I'm like, why don't you have I think she's the CEO of Altman Brothers. She is literally, remember for a while, she was not equal. And she was like, "Look, I'm working my arse off, basically building the business, hiring, firing, designing, planning, showing houses, taking care of the house, all the things. Now they're opening this Orange County office that needed a complete remodel, budget, ordering things, all the things. They go to Ferguson's, which is so fun to go to Ferguson's if you've never been. He's like sitting on a toilet and, anyways. But it's an overwhelming theme on all of this. Yes. Well, let's not make it a mom dad thing, but yeah. Shine Bright says all the moms have the extra stressors. I mean, yes. In general, I would say most of us would admit it's most of the moms. Now, I know Michael Riley was on and he might argue some different, but he has a different situation with parenting. Anyway, a lot of people have. Okay. They do show Nick Dubrow. I don't know how old he is, like 18. So I don't know if he's going to college, if this was the summer before college. I feel like, are all 4 of their kids away at college? Like even little Max? Is Max at college now? No, Max definitely is. What is, oh my gosh, what's his name? The youngest that transitioned, her name was, oh gosh, I forgot her name. Anyways, whatever the youngest one. Are they in college also? Like literally all of them? Crazy. I feel like I watched them all grow up. You know what I mean? Ooh, he does feel that way. And look at her. Freaking. I'm mad for her because she's so hot. She keeps herself so manicured, getting her hair done, her nails, her clothes. She's fit, the heels. She's got 2 babies, 2 toddlers, Lexi is like in 1st or 2nd grade. And then Ace, the boy, is a little bit younger. Mayboo says, perhaps he's checked out. Yeah. Dude, you're about to be single. I'm just saying. Who sent me a heart? Thank you, Meland. I appreciate it. Meland? Appreciate it. It was interesting. But they show this house, they said this house, did y'all see this? I hope I'm not the only one watching $1 Million Listing LA. Okay, the younger 2 are not. They're not away at college yet. So just the twins are. Okay, I felt like I couldn't remember who all was. I feel like they're like 15, 17-ish though. So I feel like they're almost empty nesters. The twins are the only ones in college right now. Okay, thank you, Rebecca. So Nick Dubrow is this realtor intern for the Josh Altman brothers. And so he's there. Heather Dubrow gets out of her black SUV looking so perfection, all in Louis Vuitton, like literal Louis Vuitton, just dripping a la Dorit Kemsley, if you catch my drift. They get this house for 16.1 final price. Even I was impressed. I was like, God, if I had 16.1, I would have bought that. I'm like, okay, I don't have 16 point. I don't even have anywhere near that. But it's you watch these shows and 16.1 now sounds like a bargain. Like I remember just seeing the other day. We've talked about J-Lo and Ben Affleck. Their house is on the market now for $68 million. They bought it less than a year or 2 ago for 60, put in some renovations, but I don't think they put in 8 million in renovations, and it's up for sale for 68. So he goes and buys another house or his own house in, I'm Not Beverly Hills. Where's Ben Affleck living? Thank you for the follow, Shine Bright. What's one of those really fancy neighborhoods, like one of the little small, not Beverly Hills, wherever he's living for $20 million. And I was like, oh, that's a reasonable purchase. And I'm like, Sarah, it's $20 million. Like, we're in Texas. There may not be 10, maybe in Austin. I can't even think of where there'd be a 20 million. Brentwood. Thank you. I knew it was somewhere fancy. Brentwood is where he lives. Yeah. Which sounds so traditional and old school and old money and like safe and traditional and comforting. I don't know. Not that I think he's a party animal, but being newly single and his kids are older, one just went away to college. I mean, I don't know. It seemed a little, I don't know. I thought it was an interesting choice. I guess it's because he does, have company with his kids, shares custody with his kids, with Jennifer. Oh well, okay. God, we got to wrap this shit up. Okay, watch what crappens. The boys, Ben and Ronnie, were on today. The first thing out of the gate, they asked them, because they're huge. They've got a huge podcast for like 12 years. Watch what crappens, available everywhere, what have you. They ask him about New Jersey, and if there is a reboot, who do you want to stay? And they say Dolores because they love her, and they talk about what I didn't think if Jeff would ever talk about, this rumor that Pauly owns like these brothels. It's crazy. Anyway, so he brings that up, and Margaret, he says she's good, and then at the very end, a caller, I think, called in and asked them, look, you've got to pick Ben and Ronnie, Melissa or Teresa. And they say, oh, I love Melissa, but Teresa is bigger. She's a bigger star. And Jeff and Shane are like, you are not answering that question. And Jeff's like, not again. Like, I already did that on 2 T's in a Pod. Remember, they were doing like these rapid fire. And so he had to pick. Jeff is not a pussy. He's not going to be like, oh, I plead the fifth. I'm not going to say, I don't want to hurt feelings. He just answered, who do you want to leave? Who should stay or who should go? And he said, Teresa, which got her pissed off at him. Wait, what? Oh, Michael Riley says Dolores is deadwood, but love her. I mean, he did talk about her being pretty much Switzerland and, kind of having, but he also said she's kind of mafia-ish, you know what I mean? And I was like, oh, he's not wrong. He's not wrong. Yes, Lisa says I'm watching $1 Million Listing LA too. I love it. Did you watch the other night? Was it last night that it was on? Last night? I can't even keep up. I just record the shows and watch them when I can. Michael Riley says it's sad, but I think everyone should go because of their bad behavior. Go find another city with another Italian family that's young and has great relatives. Okay, I'm just going to change that out with it can be any family. I don't necessarily need Italian specifically. I feel like we've got years of that with New Jersey, specifically Italian, but great relatives. I kind of want bad relatives. Like I want the people that are banging it out in a Range Rover in the Philadelphia River. Like, who are y'all? Like, what's your family history? Surely you've got a crazy mother-in-law, somebody, you've got a story there. The Jeff Lewis extended show was Jamie Kennedy and Ryan Bailey. I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like there's a little, it's not the same. Like, I don't know. I kind of love Ryan Bailey and Justin Martindale together. I don't know. Maybe I just don't like change. Sandy's on TikTok says, I want Rosie back. I don't think that's happening. Because, just don't think it's happening. I guess Jamie owns his own scooter now. He used to rent whatever that one was called, the Bird or whatever, but he said it was a gift. Somebody gave it to him. Maybe somebody, how he does like Jeff does the $10,000 dinners. Maybe he did a coffee for, $1,000 scooter. I don't know, but he doesn't wear a helmet. I'm sure people will come at him for that. But I'm like, he's a 50, I don't know, how old's Jamie? 55-ish year old man. Like, if you don't want to wear a helmet, you die. Like, it's not hurting others. to if he doesn't wear a helmet, you know what I mean? So, I don't know. I think people will come after him, but I think it's his choice. May boo, and I feel that couple are going to break some hearts when it's revealed. You definitely think it's an affair. I think so too. I mean, just the Range Rover, 4:15 in the morning. Get a room though. If you can afford a Range Rover, can't you get some cash on the side? Like I understand not wanting to trace it with a credit card, but you can't pay for a Four Seasons for a couple of hours? Like, do you only have 20 minutes? I don't even know. Jet says the problem with all these stale housewife franchises now is it's too performative. It used to be an onion that you saw the layers slowly peeled back. Now it's all there day one. I cannot agree with you more. Performative and produced and thought out, and literally the fact that we're hearing now things like who's the girl in OC, Elizabeth Vargas, that admitted recently that she bought that $9 million house because she thought she was going to, redo it on the show, and then she got fired. I'm like, okay, so you did that for that. Like, you just live your life. Like, we don't want to see you go, pick up bread at the store. Like, big deal. I can do that too. But don't change your life because of I don't know. It's all very much so. I can't agree. Scripted. Yeah, I think so too. And it came out the girl from Snooki. Y'all remember Snooki? Snooki from New Jersey, whatever that show was called. She is saying now that when she got arrested, the producers arranged it, if you will, that she was arrested when the cameras were there. And I'm like, I don't know, that's a good producer. I mean, if you know that's going to happen, you're going to be like, well, let's get the cameras out. I don't know. Debbie says, what was the Justin Martindale recent drama? I missed it. Any recent drama. All I know is people were trying to make drama with him and Joey Zalzig, maybe because of it's too much to go into, but it's too much to go into probably. It's a lot to explain because I don't know any of it's true. I don't know. I think it was fake. Anyways, that's about it. Whoever Isabel is, Jeff Lewis either made her day. It's his favorite. He likes her. She's the one at the front office or the front desk at Sirius XM. So, we usually leave time for questions. We're going to wrap it up very soon. Jim Broutman on TikTok says, sorry, I just joined. What are your thoughts on Jax? He's a friend of mine and he's a good guy. Oh, well, Jim, we've got time to chat. Define good guy. Like, convince me. I got a minute. Get to type him. Because I don't think he's a good guy. Somebody either was DMing with me. I get mixed up because I DM with so many of you chumpettes. I love it. Talked to you on the phone. I was either chatting with someone on the comments, something, and somebody said, I think deep down Jax is a good guy. And I said, I just don't think he is. Now I only know him from the show. I only know him on social media. I only know him probably playing things up for ratings and TV, which he's a genius at. I think without him on Vanderpump Rules, I think it was missed this past season, particularly because he's always involved in the drama. He knows exactly what to do. He knows to wear that amazing sweater and then rip it off to try to fight somebody in a parking lot at like 30 something years old. I'm here for it. He knows to get 3 nose jobs. He knows to get his boobs done. I mean, I'm here for it. He knows to take a shit on the toilet when the cameras are there. I'm here for it. Anyways. We chatted about that yesterday. Brittany is divorcing Jax. Or no, it happened Tuesday because that's when she announced it. And then I think we found out yesterday that the cameras were up for it. So we are going to see it. Somebody said Jax only tries to redeem himself once he's caught. Jim's been in the show. I worked at Dylan's Candy Bar. I love that place and was friends with all of them. Looney wants her butt scratched. Convince me. He's very smart. Okay. I do think some reality TV, like I think Paris Hilton is a genius. I think whatever this parenting flubs are, I just wonder if it's not an accident. Because I don't know how you could be married to Carter, who is a dad, and just being a female doesn't know some of these basics of child safety, or get a professional to guide you, or your mom or your sister. Anyway, thank you so much for joining live. It is always way more fun to chat with y'all live. If you're listening as a replay, make sure you're subscribed, make sure you're commenting, hitting the thumbs up button. I really appreciate it. Making a comment. Oh, Jim says, Jax has been so kind to me for 10 years. Is that you, Jax? I said you've been quiet on Instagram. Maybe this is Jax. I'm teasing, Jim. I completely respect that us fans who only see what we see can have a different image put out about him. So I do understand that and respect that. So I appreciate you coming on to tell us about him. Yeah, Rebecca. Yeah, Carter has no contact with his daughter. And I feel like that daughter's now like 6 or 8, right? I mean, she's getting up there in age. Anyway, don't talk about Spencer Pratt. He was on the Sarah Fraser Show podcast the other day, and I listened to it. It was so good. He's so raw and honest, and I love Spencer Pratt. He fascinates me. Jet says, Jax is kind of how Spencer Pratt was back in the day, really working that publicity machine. Now that I absolutely agree with you on, and that's not a negative thing at all. I respect anyone, that playing the game. Duh. Anyways. Okay. Well, I'm going to get out of here. I will see you same place, same time tomorrow, 3:00 Eastern. If you are lucky enough to have anyone in your life that loves reality TV, celebrity gossip, Jeff Lewis, make sure to share my account with them. I would really appreciate it. Everything goes up as a replay everywhere except for TikTok, because TikTok is not a replay person. But if you missed the beginning of the live, it's up on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, podcast, everywhere. It's Sarah from Texas. So thank you so much. Bye, Chumpets. Oh, bye, TikTok. Bye, Instagram. Finally, Instagram worked today. I don't know what was going on in the beginning. Bye, YouTube. And